Earlier this week, opposition spokesman on energy, Philip Paulwell, was adamant the government was not tightening its grip enough on the Jamaica Public Service and the Office of Utilities Regulation. He told CVM News there was much more the government and the agencies could do.
Is the government at liberty or in a position to impose penalties on the JPS if it is not satisfied at the end of the day?
No. Oh, you are.
The tables have turned. The government has come under heavy scrutiny following statements from the Energy Minister at a media briefing on Wednesday. Minister Darrell Vaz says the government is in no position to penalize the Jamaica Public Service JPS company. But that does not sit well with some. Opposition spokesperson on energy, Philip Paulwell, says the government must demonstrate power.
What I've heard from the minister is really quite nonsensical. I would believe that if you are a shareholder, you must be assertive, you must be able to glean from the company when these emergencies arise and to be notified before, so government can step in and offer assistance.
However, desperate situations call for desperate measures, and Paulwell believes the government can apply more pressure on the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR.
I think there's a lot to be desired in terms of the function of the OUR. And that's the reason why I had initially proposed to the government a different scenario for regulating a utility when you have a major crisis like a hurricane. I think different provisions would have to be done to enable a regulator to treat with emergency situations quite differently.
And in return, he contends the OUR has the power to pressure the JPS.
I believe, apart from the suggestion I've made in relation to emergency situation where you have another body that will regulate utilities, I don't believe that it is sensible for the minister to start talking about restructuring of the OUR. The OUR must do its work. And if the OUR is not doing its work, then the personnel there will have to be dealt with. But the law gives the OUR sufficient power to regulate the company now. And there's no reason why it cannot say to the JPS, hold these bills until we investigate.
Paulwell says Jamaicans now have other options. It's the distribution aspect that's holding citizens back.
The monopoly is only in relation to the distribution, but anybody can generate. What we are trying to get, and I think the government needs to move quickly because it has an opportunity with the license coming to an end in 2 years' time to get other concessions now. So, for example, enable communities to organize their own electricity system and be able to distribute within their communities. Those are things that need to happen during this phase of renegotiation.
Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.